My friends, I'm I'm here because I've been hearing so many negatives about supplements, mainly from the medical profession, simply because it's a threat to their income. That's all. But let me tell you something. I'm telling you from the heart, because it's my heart. Supplements saved my life. I'm what you call a person that once I'm challenged to do something, I'll go all out. There's nothing to hold me back when I'm challenged to do something. And not so much challenge. If I said they say, like Joe Reedy, that's why he liked me so much to publish the magazine. Because whenever he said, Leroy, do something, Leroy write articles. When he first told me to write articles when I was younger, I was terrified at first. I didn't know anything about writing. But what I did, I went to the new school in New York City and started learning journalism, how to comprise articles, how to make people interested in the reading on. But this video is really about how supplements saved my life. You know, I was so into my business and making it, you know, I was doing very well. I was so into it. I was working 10, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so one of my friends said, why don't you build a website? I said, I don't need a damn website. He said, no, you should have a website, Leroy. So he said, I'll start it for you. So he started the website, and I got so involved in it. I was working at the store all day, coming home, working with the guy, David was his name, putting the website together and making it targeted and making it original and not a template. And I had to set up, I had to tell them what pictures to use, what kind of captions under each picture, because I had a guy initially to do this for me, and I had to fire him because he wanted to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to put thumbnails up of all the pictures, and you click on them to find out what picture you want to see. And I said, I don't want that. He said, well, that's what they're doing. I said, the worst thing you can tell me is that what they're doing. That's the worst thing you can tell me. Because I'm not interested with you. I'm not a person that followed a herd. It's not me. You know, if I go in the store and they tell me that's what they're wearing, well, he lost the sale. I don't give a shit what they're wearing. I want to know what I'm wearing and how it fits me. But getting back to supplementations, my friends, it's an amazing thing. Amazing to me, because people that don't have the experience, that's why I always say, my friends, experience is absolutely priceless. It really is. It's priceless. And the supplementation that I took saved me so that I could talk to you today. Because at that time, I was trying to build the website, and believe me, it's a lot of work. And I would come home after work and work, lay out how I wanted the website to be, calling my friend on the phone. You wake him up a lot of times, David, and tell him, I want you to do this. I want you to put audio. I want you to put this caption on. And you know, it took time. So I was getting maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. And the only reason I was able to function, because I was taking massive doses of supplements. That was always me. I knew that whatever the staffman said to take more, because none of them, it was all guesswork. And they were always working on the minimum. I was taking 600 milligrams of the bees a day at that time. Not, and of course, all the other CQ10, all the other vitamins, but the main vitamin I was focusing on was the B complex, one of the most important vitamins you could take. Okay, so I was working under a tremendous stress, and I tried to do a little exercise. I was getting 3, 4 hours of sleep a night. But I kept, I was able to do it, so I did it. So I noticed I was gaining a lot of weight, and I configured I wasn't eating. I was holding a lot of fluid, and I didn't even realize it. My waist was getting bigger. I was 220 when I started. Okay, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. So I noticed, I checked my pulse. So it's kind of high. When I checked again, it was going even higher. Then I checked it was 165 beats a minute. And I said, gee, that's kind of high. Let me call the doc. My friend, Dr. Murray, he was my friend really, but he was a doctor. And I said, doc, and he was my primary doctor. He's a doctor for all the bodybuilders. You know, we were all, we had a, what do you call, how can I put it in the words? That was our doctor because he understood us. He understood the bodybuilding. He was able to relate to us. Well, a lot of doctors couldn't even relate to us because most people they meet don't know what exercise means. So they concentrate on their decisions based on the lowest common denominator, and that's people that come in there that's on their last leg a lot of time. Anyhow, so I took my pulse. I said, maybe I better call the doctor. That's what I'm saying, my friends. You don't know, and I'll tell you again, you got to appreciate the ability and expertise of people. Don't think for once, I had people damning these doctors, you need them. I had no idea what was happening with my body. I really didn't. I knew something was wrong and I should have picked it up, but hey, I'm taking my vitamins, I'm taking meds, well, I'm all right. And I had no idea what was happening to me. So when I told the doc, I said, Doc, my pulse is 160. He said, you're what? I said, 165. He said, I want you to do something, Leroy. I said, what? Drop everything and go to the emergency room. I said, I'm not going to emergency. I said, I'm not a big burly guy like me walking in an emergency room. For what? What am I telling him? I got a high pulse, never realizing my heart was racing to compensate for the tremendous stress I was under. And I was holding a lot of fluid. So he said, Leroy, please, because you know I'm hard-headed. I had to tell you. You know, when I felt good, so I don't be dramatizing things to me. In any case, he said, meet me at Santa Monica Hospital, 8 o'clock in the morning. Then I got a little, my ego got to me. I said, well, I better go. When I went, he said, Leroy, I don't want to tell you before you're in heart failure. I said, what? He said, here, let me get him. He was there. What a great guy. But most doctors. He was there. He arranged everything. He says, now we got to get a bed for you right away. I said, a bed? He said, yeah, we're going to put you in this room right now, get some of that fluid out of you. I said, yeah, doc, because my legs got big, my stomach got big. I was holding the fluid. So he says, they put this thing in my arm, and then they catch this thing in my penis, and the water started coming out of me like a fire hydrant. I said, what the hell? I was laying, I just couldn't believe I was carrying that kind of fluid. But yet, going back a little, my body was talking to me, friends, as I said. I noticed when I laid down, I felt like pressure, not on the heart, but in the whole thorax region. There's a fluid building in that region. And that boy, when that heart is strong, anyhow, I'm looking, and you can show because he's got the big canister there, and it shows the water coming in. And I'm saying, holy shit. So they said, okay, it was getting late. It was about maybe 10 o'clock at night, and I'm there all day. So he says, okay, not that my doctor, he's gone. The head doctor there, he says, okay, Leroy, let me see, we got a bed for you. I said, you got a what? He said, oh, we have to observe you for 3 or 4 days. I said, oh, no, I'm not saying. You know, I fascinate myself. I mean it. I said, I'm not saying it. He says, Leroy, you had a serious. I said, I'm not staying here. That's all it is. I'm going home. I'm staying. I got to open the store in the morning. He said, forget about the store. I said, no, yeah, sure, forget about it. But I got to open the store in the morning. I'm not staying here. He said, well, you got to sign a release. He said, but I said, well, is there anything I could do? He says, let me give you, I want you to go right to this pharmacy right now. I'm going to give you a prescription for Formex or something, which is a water pill. I said, anything else? He said, then we'll talk about the other. I said, I'm not taking any other medication. Now, you know, I laugh at myself. I say, boy, you're an arrogant son of a bitch. I just couldn't imagine me being sick. You know, but no matter what you do, you can overdo. And I was overdoing the demands I was putting on my body. But, okay, let's go. We're going to go ahead now. So I took the water pills, and when I went home, I was peeing all night. And I'm saying, damn, but I was feeling a little better already the first day. And then, so I knew then what was happening to me. I stopped going to work 7 days a week. I cut down on hours at the store. Instead of making the order up, make sure I do everything at the night, I'd wait till the next day. It didn't have to be done that day. And the doctor's telling me what kind of heart medicine he gave me. I said, I'm not taking any medicine. I laughed because I said, you got a lot of damn nerve. Who do you think you are? I mean, you may know how to train and all that, but when it comes to medicine, that's not your field. But me, I've just had that kind of, I'm taking the vitamins and everything. Okay, so I started taking the water pills, and I shut down on the stress because I was actually eating myself up with the stress. And if it wasn't for the supplements, I'd have keeled over. Because when I went to visit the doc 2 days later, he called me, asked me how things going. I said, I'm doing all right. He says, you know something, Leroy? I said, what? He said, I thought I was going to lose you. What a shock that was. I said, what? I had no idea. He says, people don't live long with that kind of heart rate. He said, your heart gives out. You go into heart failure. There's nothing we can do. I said, holy shit. So he put the stethoscope on my chest and he said, you got your recovery. He said, you got a hell of a strong heart. He said, what do you take? I said, well, I take the B's and I talk about a DHEA. He said, listen, make me up that's what the doctor said, make me up a package. You got a hell of a strong heart. He said, because when people get to that point in their heart rate, they don't make it. I said, I said, you really thought I was going to die? He said, yes, because people, when they get to that point, the heart gets out. And I was like, wow, those supplements are something, because that's the only thing I was doing different. I really realized the importance of the B complex that a body regulates. I made it a point to get a minimum 600 milligrams of B's a day. And I believe that was the nucleus. Of course, I took coenzyme Q10 and all that. But I think the B's is the nucleus. It's the body's regulator. And it's the stress vitamins. It counteracts the stress in your life. So now I put him on vitamins. And it was because he wasn't into it. But he was so amazed at how I was able to survive the trauma of the pulse rate that I had. And of course, that was about 5 years ago. And of course, I realized that, I slowed down, I stopped, I was stressing myself. The bees hide the damage to my body, in other words, because it compensated a great deal. The body tries so hard. You don't know what the body does. It tries so hard to help you. And because I was loading up, the body was able to mask it through, work it through. The body was able to hang in there because I kept feeding it the nutrients that gave it a little spark to keep it going. And the reason people that got to my level of a pulse rate died because the body had nothing. They wasn't massively fueling it. And even the way I was doing, if I'd have kept going another couple of weeks or so, I'd have been dead. Just so far the body can help you out. The body really says, fuck you. You won't keep traumatizing somebody like me like this. I don't care what you're taking. I'm gonna take care of you by sending you to your maker. In any case, my friends, don't listen to these people. Supplements. Do not think the body don't need supplements. See, food cannot convert therapeutically. See, now look, that doesn't mean that you must take vitamins to survive. People in Auschwitz survived. The point is, do you want to optimize your nutrition or survive? You see, the efficiency of the body, it's like insurance. You take insurance out not because you want something to happen, to make sure nothing happens. And if it does happen, you're insured. Nutritional insurance is priceless. But I just wanted to tell you, supplements saved my life. And when anybody tell you you don't need supplements, they have an agenda. Either they're too lazy to take it themselves, too beat up to take it themselves, or it's not in their vested interest. But I can tell you, as I said, experience. I always talk about experience. And it's not anecdotal. You know, I say, well, the guy said, well, I drink 10 glasses of water a day. That's why I'm so and so and so. No, that's anecdotal. This is factual. This is not anecdotal. But see, people just can't relate to taking that kind of supplements that much. But I knew how important the B complex was, and especially for stress. And you notice that some of the people that have on the bottles, stress bees, you know, and I was tremendous. I had no idea what stress I was under. But I cut down, never needed any operation, nothing. So now, that told me I may drop dead tomorrow. But up to now, all of my friends that had all the answers that didn't take the supplements, you not take as much as I did, but I knew that they were so important. They went to their makers already. So I just wanted to give you an idea. And you know what you do? If you really want to know just my background and everything, go to my website, leroycobra.com. And I have it all broken down into sections. My story, the motorcycle, how I got hurt and almost got killed, my family, my relationship with Arnold that goes back over 40 years. You see all that in chapters. You click on either one at each time. Because if you try to look at it all at once, you take all day. That's how involved it was. That's how much work that went into it. But I just want to let you know, supplements save my life, and it will prolong yours if you use it properly. Now, as you know, I have a sign off: to be continued.